In this video, I'm going to share with you a part of coaching that doesn't feel so good, but it's one that you really need to know about. This is a time of year when many people are thinking about getting coached. In the past 30 days or so, I've had over 11 Coach Fit interviews. This represents something of a bonanza time for coaches, the beginning of the year, because people are making plans to change their lives for the better. So how have I done in this coaching bonanza? Well, I'm sorry to say that I've done really poorly. I've only had 2 people out of the last 11 or so choose to work with me. That's a terrible batting average and worse than usual. So what gives? Well, I don't know. I've shown up, done my best, provided an explanation of the way I serve clients, shared some success stories from my past, answered lots and lots of questions about how the coaching will work, and yet I've been rejected. The lesson of this video is to learn to accept rejection as a natural part of the process if you want to be in private practice as a coach. The reality is you are selling coaching. And when we're selling, we're asking someone to make a yes or no decision about our services. Some people don't like selling. They think that selling is not who they are. They're not good at selling. They don't like selling. They don't like being associated with having to sell. Well, the reality is, if you're in private practice, you need to get comfortable with selling because you will do better if you get comfortable with selling and then get comfortable with rejection because it's going to happen. Even those deals that you really, really want because you'd love to work with that company and it was a sizable deal, you're going to lose it. Those people that you thought you had great rapport with, boy, would we work well together. You're not going to get it. Those people who are exactly tailor-made for you because of their background, their situation, the services that they need, and you got along so well, you're not going to get it. This is the reality in coaching, is that there are other coaches out there that you're competing against, and most of the time you don't know who. You have no idea who you're competing against, so you can't even kind of position yourself in a way that might make you look superior versus your competition. You can't. The other thing to keep in mind is sometimes what you're competing against is not another coach at all. It's against doing nothing. Did you know that this is sometimes your most formidable competition? For the coachee to do nothing, to make no decision? The reason for that gets into the thought of the work associated with getting coached. We bring coaching to the coachee and they bring their big goals. We help them to realize that they can achieve these big goals. But that represents work. And many of our prospective clients are busy. They have busy lives at work and out of work, right? At home, in their personal lives. So the reality of having to do all this work to reach these big goals sometimes is very daunting. They start to explore the possibility of getting coached. But then when it comes time to actually make a decision and they think about the work or the expense when they're paying out of their own pocket, the decision to do nothing looms large. So keep this in mind. You could do your very best and nail it and still get rejected because they've chosen to do nothing. It has actually nothing to do with you. Once you can start to get comfortable with the idea of having strings of losses, as I've recently had, and bounce back and just get right back to work and smile and be prepared for the next one, you'll do fine in the long run. In the short run, it hurts, it stings. But in the long run, if you learn to get over it, you'll be okay. I want to share a story of a situation that happened many, many years ago as we kind of contemplate this in a real world scenario. I originally purchased a coaching franchise, and I went to coach training with 6 other people who had purchased a franchise around the same time. And we were all in Cincinnati for 1 week of training. One of the people there, we'll call her Shelley, was bursting with positive energy. She had great background in business, and she was so excited with a big heart and smarts combined to serve people in business. We were training to be business coaches. I thought she was going to do great. We hit it off well. We stayed in touch after the training. Within 6 months, Shelley had quit the business. I was stunned. I really couldn't understand why. I really thought that you would do great. Turns out she couldn't accept rejection. It hurt so bad. She wasn't used to it. She came from a background where she was the head person in a retail organization, and everybody looked up to her as the leader. Her life was full of decisions to make and challenges and stress, as any leader's position is, but it was also full of pampering. I mean, people took care of her every need at work in this situation, and she had lots of people around her who gave her positive energy as their leader. Once in private practice, she was on her own. So that was difficult. But then having to sell herself and getting said no to over and over in those early days as we're trying to establish credibility was really tough. And she decided that it wasn't for her. So she gave up and went into another line of work. I, of course, as you know, continued to stick it out and accept the rejection as just a natural part of the process, and one that I was going to have to get used to if I wanted to be a success down the road. So I'm okay with having struck out many, many times over the last 30 days or so, because I know that good times are right around the corner for me, and I'm probably going to have a string of successes coming my way as well, because that's the way business works. I hope this video has helped you as you consider going into private practice as an executive and leadership coach. If you'd like to share your comments, share your questions, please post them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer all of them. If you'd like to email me personally, send me a note at michael@bayareaexecutivecoach.com. If you'd like to learn more about my executive coach training and certification programs, visit bayareaexecutivecoachtraining.com. And of course, please subscribe to the channel so you'll see more videos as they're released throughout the year. Thank you very much.